This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, very good evening for all. I hope you all are well and doing good. So guys, am I audible for all properly? Is also my screen visible for you? Please confirm. All right, great. So guys, in the last session we have discussed about the payment voucher transactions, how we have to do the payment entries of the transaction in Tally software. If you have any doubt, any query from the last session, please ask. All right, guys. So now let's move on to the next. In the next, let's see about the receipt voucher transaction entries, how we have to pass the receipt entries in Tally software. So for that purpose, you have seen an example here. Fourth point, on 2nd of the July, April, 5,000 received as dividend by check of this of Axis Bank, the check deposited into ICICI Bank. So the journal entry for this transaction will be bank account debit to dividend received. This entry we have to pass in the receipt voucher. So simply go for the vouchers. Here we are in the payment. We have to go into the receipt. So simply you can select here the receipt voucher, or you can press F6 from the keyboard, which is the shortcut key of the receipt voucher. So I am clicking on this receipt option. The receipt, basically the receipt voucher is here. This is how it's look like. So first put the date. The date is 2nd April. That is okay. Now it is asking for the credit. Basically, guys, in the receipt voucher, we have to select the credit ledger first. Always remember this. So here the credit ledger for this transaction will be dividend received. So we have to select a dividend received as the ledger is not created. So we have to first create the ledger. So for that, click on the create option and create a ledger by the name dividend received here. That will be our indirect incomes. So go for the indirect incomes. After doing this, press Ctrl A to save that. Then fill the amount 5,000 we are receiving. Now it is asking for the debit. In the debit, select the bank because we are receiving the check. We have ICICI Bank. Press enter. Then in the INST number, fill the check number which we are receiving. And in the bank name option, we can type the check's bank. The check bank is Axis Bank. So we can type this name in this bank name option. Simply press space bar and click on specify bank name. Type the bank name which check you are receiving and press enter. You can say being dividend received by a check. And that's it. This is how a receipt voucher entry will be passed out if you are receiving some amount, some income by the check. Take a look on this, guys. If you have any confusion, then let me know. In the receipt voucher, credit basically come by default first. All right, after doing this, just press Ctrl A to save that. Now let's have a look on the next transaction of the receipt. On 1st May, rupees 1,30,000 received from Abir Private Limited in check of this of UBI, and the same was deposited into ICI Bank. The similar transaction with the fourth, we are receiving the amount from the party, so the entry will be same, bank account debit to Abir Private Limited. Bank we have to debit here, and Abir Private Limited go for the credit. So the date is 1st May, so we will change the date as 1st May here. The same credit, first we have to select in the receipt. So select the Abir Private Limited ledger. We are receiving the 1,30,000 amount, so we will put here, press enter. Now in the debit, select the bank. When you press enter from the amount option, it will ask you to select the check number. So the check number is given here, we can use that. Bank name, bank we are receiving the check of UBI Bank. So in the bank name option, press space bar, and in the list of banks, click on specify bank name. Simply put the bank name as UBI because we are receiving the check of UBI Bank. And that's it. We can say being amount received from Avir Private Limited by check. This is how this receipt entry will be passed out. Have a look on it, guys. If you have any confusion still left, you can ask. If the bank allocations are not coming for all, what you have to do, you have to press F12 here. Then you have to deactivate this option. Use default bank allocation. This option should be no. I am highlighting that. Please deactivate this option. If this option is deactivated, only that in that case, the bank allocation details will come automatically. So make this option no. Maybe you are not in the receipt voucher. Please check the voucher. Make sure you are in the receipt voucher. Because in all tally softwares, in all PCs, in the receipt voucher, credit comes first. Maybe you are in different voucher. After doing all this, just press Ctrl A to save that. If you want to check the voucher entry, or if you want to delete or want to make some changes in that, you have to go in on the same location daybook. Here, just change the date as per your requirement. You can see one receipt transaction is coming here as dividend received. If you press enter, you can make the changes in this entry. You can alter this, or if you want to delete, you just have to press Alt D for delete. If I change the date here as 1st May, it will show me the 1st May transaction entry. So guys, this is how the receipt voucher entries will be passed out. Let me show you one transaction in which we receive the income in cash. So let's say for example on 1st May, company received on 1st May, company received interest of rupees 15,000 in cash. So it's a normal receipt entry. The transaction will be cash debit and interest received will be credit. So let's pass this one. Go for the vouchers. In the receipt voucher, you have to go. You can click on the receipt option or you can press F6 for the receipt voucher. Date is 1st May. In the credit, we have to select interest received. So interest ledger is not here. We have to create that. So click on the create option and create a ledger by the name interest received. That will go under the indirect incomes. Save that by Control A. Then in the credit, fill the amount. The amount is 15,000. In the debit, select the cash because we are receiving this amount in cash. And that's it. You can type the narration as per the need. So guys, is the receipt voucher entry is clear for all of you? If you still guys have any confusion, you can ask. Also, please try to pass out at least one receipt voucher entry in your PC by your own so that you can know how we have to pass. Please do that. When you're done with this, then let me know. Any of the receipt entry you can pass, it is up to you. All right, now let's go on to the next. The next is on 1st May, deposited into ICICI Bank. So it's a contra transaction entry because we are depositing the amount into the bank. So we have to go into the contra voucher. Just click on the contra option in the vouchers, or you can press F4 from the keyboard. After coming here, just fill the date. The date is here 1st May. In the contra as well, the credit ledger first we have to select. So basically in the receipt voucher and in the contra voucher, we have to select the credit ledger first. So for this transaction, the entry will be bank account debit to cash. Cash go for the credit, select the cash in the credit side. We are depositing here 15,000. In the debit, select the bank. I am selecting ICI Bank here. Press enter, enter again. It will ask you for the denominations, which amount you are depositing. So you can fill these denominations as per your currency. So we are depositing here, let's say, 7 notes of 2000 and 2 notes of 500. That makes 15,000. After doing this, press enter, enter again, and you can say being cash deposited. And that's it. This is how the contra entry will be passed out. Is that clear for all, guys? If you have any confusion, you can let me know. Save that now. Suppose if we withdraw any amount from the bank, let's see an entry of that as well. Let's say on 1st of the May, company withdraw 6,000 from ICICI Bank by a check number. A check number is given here. So we have to pass this withdrawal entry in the contra voucher as well. Entry will be cash account debit to bank. So simply go for the contra voucher, change the date. In the credit, select the bank, fill the amount. Then it will ask you for the check number if you are withdrawing by the check. So just fill the check number here. Then in the debit, select the cash and it's done. You can say in the narration being cash withdrawn. So the cash withdrawal and the deposit entry we have seen in the contra voucher. I hope these are too clear for all of you. If you still guys have any confusion in this, you can ask. Kindly try one transaction to pass in the contra voucher by your own in your PC. When you're done, then let me know. If you face any issue, you can ask. All right, save this transaction. Here are some payments entries as well. Let's pass these up also. On 2nd May, rupees 2500 paid for stationery in cash. Stationery debit to cash will be the entry. So go for the payment voucher, click on the payment option, or you can press F5 from the keyboard. The date is 2nd May here. In the debit, select stationery. Stationery ledger is not created, so we will click on the create option here. Then create the stationery expense ledger. Under the indirect expenses that will go, save that by Control A. Fill the amount. We are paying 2500. By cash we are paying, so in the credit ledger, select the cash and save it by Control A. Now, on 2nd May, rupees 35,000 paid for outstanding telephone bill by check of this. So the date is 2nd May here. We are paying outstanding telephone bill. Search for that. The ledger is available here. 35,000 we are paying. Fill the amount. Then in the credit, select the bank as we are paying by the check. Put the check number here and save it. Now the next comes the ninth point. On 2nd May, prepaid insurance of rupees 15,120 adjusted with current year insurance charges. Basically, in the day 3 assignment in which we have created the ledgers, in that we have created a ledger by the name prepaid insurance here. You can see that it's basically an asset here. We are adjusting the current year charges of insurance with that. So I have already explained that entry to all of you when we have done the voucher entries. The entry will be here. Insurance All right, then save this transaction by Control A. Let's have a look on the next. The next is on 2nd May, loan to employee rupees 50,000 adjusted with the salary account. So we are paying here the salary with and also adjusting that with the loan to employee. Salary is an expense, go for the debit, and loan to employee ledger we have created in this PDF of day 3 assignment. You can see loan to employee ledger we have created by this value. So we are adjusting the employee salary with that. It's also an adjustment entry. Go for the general voucher. Date is 2nd May. In the debit, select the salary ledger. Fill the amount which is here 50,000. In the credit, select loan to employee. That's it. Press enter. Narration we can type here being loan to employee adjusted with the salary account. Just save this by Control A. After this, you can check the reports. Like here, if you suppose go for the profit and loss, here you can see our insurance charges is coming here like this way, and the salary is also coming here. Let's see the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, if I go for the loan to employee, you will see here the opening balance of this ledger was 1,58,400. We have adjusted 50,000 salary of the employee with that. So now we only have to receive 1,08,400 rupees from the employee as their loan. The same thing we can check in the prepaid insurance. Here it is. Prepaid insurance was 45,120 rupees, and we have adjusted the insurance charges of 15,120 with that. So now only we have prepaid insurance of 30,000. So this is how, guys, basically the reports will work out in Tally software automatically. We don't have to do anything. It will be considered. So guys, till this point is everything clear. Till the 10th point, we have passed the 10th transaction entries in their specific voucher, like in payment, contra, receipt, and general voucher. These 4 vouchers we have discussed till this point. If you have any doubt, any confusion in these 4, you can ask about those. All right, now the next entry is on 1st June 9,000 paid for outstanding rent. So it's a payment, go for the payment voucher. Date is 1st June. In the debit, select outstanding rent. Fill the amount, which is the current balance available here, which we have to pay. It is 16,500. We are paying this by the cash. Sorry, we are paying 9,000 only. Okay. So change the amount as 9,000. Paying by cash, select the cash in the credit, and that's it. Save it. Then on 1st June, 2 lakh received from Suraj Limited by check of HDFC Bank and deposited into ICICI Bank. Receipt entry, go for the receipt voucher. Bank account debit to Suraj Limited will be the entry. So go for the receipt voucher here. The date is 1st June. In the creditors, select the Suraj Limited. 2 lakh we are receiving. Debit the bank. The check number is given. We can use. Bank is, click on specify bank name. It will be HDFC Bank and save it. The next is on 1st June, 500 paid for traveling expenses. So go for the payment voucher.